We can get started.
Make sure that's well. This.
We used to have forever then. I can go here, right? Go all the way to
Yeah.
But I did number one for like 6 months. I've screwed up enough of dance videos.
If y'all want to come in and sit down and make yourself comfortable, I'll throw another log on the fire here. So as we hear the train approaching in the distant background, knowing it'll be here right on cue, and we see the long shadow that Bridgewater State gives us here, I want to welcome you all today to this rededication of our funeral service program. I'm John Cox, president of Cape Cod Community College. Just for a quick synopsis, when I go back to our initial road tour from 2012, visiting with several of the business and government and nonprofit people across the Cape and the South Coast, right on time, I love it. President Clark planned it that way. So, I am thinking we're going to do locomotive engineering technology in the future, so this is a good segue. Okay, I think we're through the whistles. So, during those initial tours, meeting several of the business folks across the region, one of the items that came up was the need for training in the funeral service industry and getting the next generation of funeral directors lined up to serve our communities. At the time, we were venturing into some other big items with aviation and cybersecurity, so we sort of put the funeral service theme on the back burner. Then when we got to 2018, we had a call from our colleagues from Mount Ida as the college there was closing. And myself and Patrick Preston took a little drive over to Mount Ida to meet with the faculty, seeing the devastation of what happens when a college closes and there really was no plan. What happens to the students who are part of that college? We jumped in. Patrick signed up for the job to move us forward, and we reached out to our colleagues at Bridgewater State University, knowing that we had a challenge with space on our campus on where we would put such a program. So through the collaboration that we've had over the past decade plus, I'm very grateful for Fred and his team to step up to the plate literally with us. And in the course of 4 months, we went from nothing to building out our initial teaching and learning center on this campus, while also securing the accreditor's approval to do the teach out for the students who were in the program coming over from Mount Ida. So it was a phenomenal success in a short amount of time, especially for higher education. So as we have fast forwarded, the program has continued to grow under Dan Shea's leadership. And just this past month, we we were before the Commission on Accreditation of the American Board of Funeral Service Education, getting reaccredited for another 7 years or 50,000 miles, whatever comes first. So today we celebrate the move here to this new robust location. Bigger, gives us the ability to expand, gives us the ability to collaborate, to build the crosswalk so that our students can continue to their bachelor's degree and that future degree in funeral service, that bachelor's in funeral service. Okay, no pressure over there, President Clark. Okay, is there a reporter in the room? So, before we cut the ribbon, I'd like President Clark to come forward and say a few words.
Thank you very much, President Cox. This is the second time this week that President Cox has been on this campus. It's becoming a habit. It's a good habit. We like it. He was here yesterday.
Go into hiding now.
I don't think he actually went home. We have all of our friends from Four Cs. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the collaboration. We have all of our Bridgewater folks here as well. I want to thank them in a minute, but in particular, we have the chair of our Board of Trustees here, Michael Taylor. So I want to give Chair Taylor just a minute to say hello and welcome on behalf of our Board of Trustees. Then I'll come right back up.
Good morning. I'm the only one who had the common sense of the three of us to wear an overcoat. So therefore, I understand why we're going to make this really quickly. Seriously, on behalf of the trustees, I want to welcome you and your chair, and as well as the fact that the partnerships like this require trust amongst the parties involved, and I want to congratulate you for that, but more importantly for the fact that this is going to be a wonderful place for students to be able to, in the state of art condition, to prepare themselves for this particular career, and also for enhancing the funeral industry of this region. And that's all I have to say.
I also want to recognize a former chair of our board and a person who has leaned in to help us support this particular program in multiple directions, and that's Lou Ricciardi over here. Thank you, Lou, for being here. The Bridgewater team really made it happen on our side of the equation, and our Vice President for Operations, Karen Jason, her entire team, and also our finance team as well, to provide the funding that we use to build out the current facility that hopefully you get a chance to look at in a couple of minutes. So Doug Shropshire, thank you. And we have a number of other folks from Bridgewater. Thank you all for leaning in to make this happen. I just wanted to mention why we're so proud of this collaboration. And I think it's important. You know, in the current state of higher education, we have challenges in every direction. We do. It's a difficult time in higher education, especially in the Northeast. But there is an answer, and the answer is collaboration. So this is an example of collaboration, which, by the way, is unprecedented in Massachusetts. I don't know of another community college program being housed, fully housed, on a state university or even a UMass campus, where not only the program is being run here, but also we're able to house many of the students that are in the program. I think it's really innovative, and I give John Cox and his team great credit for stepping into the breach, for being so brave, for being so proactive and so energetic to make this happen, but understanding it's collaboration that's going to make our futures brighter. We've done this in other areas as well. Just in that building, we have a photonics engineering program in collaboration with MIT. We also have a cybersecurity program. We need to make sure we have a 2+2, John, a cybersecurity program that would not have happened if we weren't in collaboration with other partners around the state, including Salem State, which just unveiled their cyber range today. That is the future of public higher education in Massachusetts. I just want you to know, because we care about you, we also have hot coffee and hot chocolate. Grab a cup, heat up, and we're going to get inside very, very soon. The last thing I want to say is, you never know what John Cox is going to come up with. A couple of months ago, he called me up and said, come down to your parking lot immediately, it's urgent. So I did, and I came down to the parking lot behind the administration building, and he was driving a hearse. And so I said, what, have you brought me my state budget? I wasn't sure, but anyway, thank you all. Congratulations, John.
I'd like to introduce Tammy Sabin, our Board of Trustees Chair.
Thank you, President Cox. Welcome, everybody, and we are thrilled to be here. I remember coming into this space a couple of years ago when we first started the program and thinking to myself, who would want to go into the funeral services? It just is, it seemed so far-fetched and something that we never want to talk about. It addresses death. But what I really realized and what we came to learn is that it takes someone that can use both the right side and the left side of their brain to go into this wonderful occupation. When those Mount Ida students were left stranded, we were thrilled to be able to step in and help them, and we couldn't have done it without the partnership of Bridgewater State University. Thank you very much, President Clark and team. I realize that the industry requires a blend of both sides of the brain, moving past the science and technology and the artistic skills and the soft skills of understanding, compassion, and simple human kindness. There are skills lost in a digital society. I'm grateful that we can offer the coaching and training needed for those desiring to pursue this important career. Thank you to all who are participating today and ongoing, and thanks to faculty and staff for your hard work and dedication to help our students succeed. As always, powerful futures start at Cape Cod Community College. Thank you.
And those powerful futures continue at Bridgewater State University. So, also want to recognize Joe McKinnon and Chris Clark for leading the charge here to make this all possible. And now I'd like to introduce Dan Shea, the head of this department and the brainchild behind it all.
Thank you, John. And to your point, first lesson in funeral service, the first time you do a graveside in February, you learn to never forget your overcoat. So, lesson learned. Okay. So, but no, truly there's a lot of people here and beyond this cold gathering that are instrumental in making this happen, what happened behind us. 6 years ago, in kind of the wake of everything that happened, we were kind of a little bumped and bruised when we got here. And on Joe's first day, and I've told the story a couple times here, his first day, he hadn't even unpacked his office yet when John showed up and said, hey, we got to go outfit a place and we got to build this out to make a suite. He didn't have his measuring tape. He counted ceiling tiles, and we made that location on the outside of his campus our home. Truly, it was our home. So when you can imagine, when I found out we got to work with an architect and custom build a suite that would be everything that we needed, my heart jumped for joy. It absolutely did, to see what we got to do, and we really do. In a couple minutes here, we're going to cut the ribbon behind us, and we're going to give you the first official tour of this state-of-the-art facility. And every single day we keep adding, because we're not even at completion yet. Every single day we're adding resources that keep arriving and are delivered that are making us more and more state-of-the-art to provide these resources. In the back here, I want to thank Matthews Aurora for their unbelievable generosity in what they made happen in our classroom. Along the entire outside wall of our classroom, you're going to see a slat wall that was provided to us from Matthews Aurora that spans that. And we continue to have resources brought to us that provide these students current day resources that they're going to learn, both merchandise and sundries that they're going to work with in their industry. We have all the software they work with. We work with TribuCast, an excellent partnership we have to provide these students the digital age to get them to funerals remotely that they cannot access in our area, which is unbelievable, and I want to thank Bruce for that. We have, if you walk through, You're going to see a wicker casket as we walk through as well. This is the day and age we're going through with a green movement where people are moving, looking for these green burial options, and Passages was generous enough to provide us that. So you'll see that as you walk through the classroom as well. But every day we continue to grow as a program. And every day, the last 6 years have been busy, nothing but busy. All these endeavors have been overlapping. And today we have 114 students in this program, which is unbelievable. Over the last 5 years that we've had cohorts coming through, we've had 533 applications for this program. A program that most people are surprised. They go, as you said, who the heck goes into funeral service, right? 533 applications of people that were interested in a program like this. So we just completely grow. And 134 of those applications, I'm trying to think of these numbers on the top of my head here. 134 of those applications were just for this semester alone, for the fall semester. Yeah. So I'm going to turn this over to Bruce Likely, from our advisory board for the Funeral Service Program.
Good afternoon. The Funeral Service Advisory Board represents all facets of the funeral service industry. We are both honored and proud to be here with you today. We want to congratulate you, but we also want to thank you. We talked about collaboration. It's a true partnership between higher education and industry to make sure that we're delivering the best possible students to serve the needs of the communities that we serve in the years to come. We are so proud to be part of this program. What Dan's done, what Gretchen is doing is really remarkable. As I look across all of the funeral service colleges across the country, it's an amazing program that you have here. You should be very, very proud of it, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Thank you.
So I do want to mention, Chris, that I don't think we negotiated for heat when we made this deal. So I also want to acknowledge Rep. Lenatra's office is present here today, and we appreciate the continued support of our program. So at this time,
We have one more speech, I think.
you have one more?
Really good. Stephen Generally, I was trying to see if I could find. Oh, there you are. Okay. And I'll bring up Stephen Generally from the Mass Funeral Directors Association.
Thank you, everyone. President Cox, President Clark, Board of Trustees. On behalf of Margaretta McNally and our Executive Director, Margie Nolan, it's my pleasure to be here representing the Massachusetts Funeral Directors Association. It fills my heart with joy to see this kind of program. I was able to take a little bit of a preview of this suite, and it's absolutely magnificent. And it's something that people coming into funeral service are really going to appreciate, and it's going to fill their minds with some great knowledge. It is a wonderful profession. I've been practicing for almost 40 years. And in my years of service, I had the opportunity to work with a wonderful gentleman by the name of Mark Girardi. As a side note, one of the trustees here at Bridgewater, who was introduced to you a few moments ago, Louis Ricciardi, has endowed a scholarship here at Bridgewater State for students who complete the 4Cs program should they wish to follow up with a 4-year degree. And that is truly magnificent, and it would be great if more people in funeral service earned their bachelor's degree as well. So again, on behalf of the Massachusetts Funeral Directors, thank you for everything you're doing. Lou, thank you for what you've done. I appreciate being here. Thank you.
So, in a minute here, we're going to cut this ribbon to give you again the first official tour and walk through. we are going to walk and talk. So we're going to kind of walk and talk. We do have food waiting for us on the other side of this campus. So we are not really on the other side, but on the other side of this road here. So we're going to kind of walk through. We'll kind of give you a tour. We'll answer questions as we go. We'll go in one way and we'll make it out the other and get you through for that.
So would the trustees, President Clark, Dan, Gretchen, let's come forward for the ribbon cutting.
Now we can stop putting